6 a.m. out in the parking lot, about to go do my cardio. Usually I pull out the camera afterwards, but felt like pulling out before today. I had a guy I worked with a little while back, and he came to me after a breakup with his girlfriend, struggling, right? Like, brother, like, please, you know, I need anything, I need something, right? I'm ready to transform, I'm tired of living the way I'm living. I said, all right, brother, right? Like I got you. So we got locked in together, and things were going well week one, right? He was struggling, he was going through it, but he was doing what needed to be done. He was doing the full method, going to the gym, right? Reading the materials, and surely seeing progress. Now, think about 2 weeks into the coaching, right? He ended up getting back with the same girlfriend. Now, after this point, things started to fall the fuck off, right? He stopped going to the gym as much. He said the habits were above him. I'd give him assigned reading based on his situation. I didn't just assign something random. It was, I'm struggling with this, how can I fix it? Here, look at this. Next call comes up, didn't even read it or watch it, right? All drive gone. And, you know, of course we gotta have a pep talk and say, you know, like, what's going on? And we both agreed that, you know, if he's not gonna do this shit, this is not for him, right? And so we finished it off with just a month. First time I've done that with anyone, right? First time I've done that with anyone. And moral of the story here is that brother lost two things, right? Or he gained one, lost the other. After the breakup, right, his ego was low, identity was low, right? And so he was willing to say, I have enough pain to where I can lower my ego and get help and put that to use, right? Now, in addition, the second thing was the pain, right? I have enough pain right now to where I need to change, right? The pain of lowering my ego and making a change is less than the pain I feel right now after my breakup. Now, getting back into the relationship, lost both of those things, right? His ego came back, wasn't doing the readings, thought he was above him, right? Thought he was above all the things that got me and every single individual who's now has 10 out of 10 confidence to where they are, right? And even got above the gym. In addition, he lost the pain, brother. Right? He wasn't in pain anymore. There wasn't a reason for him to go out of his way and do these new things to improve his life. Right? And that was the most crystal clear lesson of why people have the craziest transformations after breakups. As a coach, I get reached out by far the most because of that, because of chicks. Reason I'm telling you this story is because of my own life. Just recently had a breakup. And it's been tough, bros. It's been tough. Like, thankfully I have my purpose, so I can put my energy into that. Like, I have something to do. If I had nothing to do, it would be even worse. But especially at nighttime, right? Just part of me feels like down, bro. Like, I lost something. I lost something very near and dear to me, and I can't just expect it to go away right away. All right? In addition, been sleep deprived the last couple of days. No sunshine, right? Just haven't felt good at all. And I hate it, right? I hate it because I need to feel good, right? I need to be on my best in order to move my business forward, move my method forward, right? Make the best content for you guys, in a sense, right? I don't feel the best right now, but I'm still pulling out the camera. And I realized, I'm like, it's due, right? Like, this pain I'm going through is payment. It's literally payment, right? Your life will never be good when it isn't preceded by effort, preceded by pain, preceded by waking up every day even despite wanting to do something and doing it anyways, right? Because we always owe pain. We owe it to the universe. No one lives a life without suffering, right? And so as I'm going through this suffering, I just tell myself, right, as long as I could just keep one foot after another, keep my head up and walk. I don't have to sprint, I don't have to run, as long as I can keep moving, right? This pain is due. I owe it. I can't have the grandiose things I want with massive impact, massive influence, massive freedom without this payment, right? There's just a certain amount of pain that has to be given in order to achieve it, a certain amount of sacrifice, and as I'm going through it, I need to remind myself, right? This is part of the payment, right? And there's nothing wrong with me. Every other motherfucker feels this way when trying to achieve the type of things I'm trying to achieve. Everyone, right? But the reason the percentage is so slim of those who are successful is because most motherfuckers quit, right? They feel this way and they think they're special. They feel like this way and they think, I'm just not cut out for it, right? What they don't realize is this is the game, brother. This is what you signed up for. This is the part where you're actually making strides towards your business. When things are easy, right? Every day things feel like they're flowing. Yeah, you might be seeing physical strides towards your business because everything's just moving smoothly. But no business misses the rocky parts. And if you can get past those parts, that's what actually matters, because that's what kills most businesses. What kills most businesses isn't, oh, everything's going really well, but I don't feel like doing this anymore. No, it's everything's turning to shit, right? How do I keep my head above water? Everyone has those moments, and those are the defining moments, bro. That's it. And so, yesterday, right, went on a long walk, took a hot shower when I got home, you know, did some journaling, read a book, went to bed. Got like 10 hours last night. Now this morning, for some reason, I still felt like shit, right? And I know it's because part of my identity got hit from this breakup, right? But like, it's just something I have to go through. But that being said, what am I going to do? What are the options, right? Stop, quit. I'm gonna move forward, right? And I'm gonna get to 6 a.m. cardio and pull out my fucking camera, because this is when most others wouldn't. And most don't have what I'm trying to achieve, and most don't get there. And so there's two things you can do. If you desire, you know, things that most people aren't able to achieve, right? If you desire grandiose things, then you can either increase your tolerance, increase your suffering and sacrifice, or you can decrease your desire. And if you're not willing to increase your sacrifice, I don't think it's a bad thing to decrease your desire. Like, I'm not looking down upon you at all, right? But you cannot have a desire that requires a certain amount of sacrifice and not be willing to sacrifice. You will create so much unnecessary pain. You either have to increase your sacrifice or decrease your desires. One or the other, right? And whatever level your desire is, where it's like, I'm not settling for anything less than this, you better sacrifice what's willing to be sacrificed, right? Whether that's time, comfort, people, friends, nights out, whatever it may be, brother. But there is a path, right? Whoever you are, there is a path where you are now to where you want to go. And there are actions that will get you there inevitably, right? It's not impossible for anyone. It's just how much do you want it, bro? How backed up against the wall are you, right? Whether that's financially or whether that's spiritually. If you care about something more than anything else, anything, you're up against the wall to get it. Because if you don't, you almost feel like your life's not worth living. When I get on here and do these raw talks, I'm coming from a place of like I see self-development in 3 phases. Like, number 1, just getting out of survival mode, getting out of the mode of like not having confidence, being socially anxious, right? Being able to talk to chicks. And then the next one I see as actually being able to talk to chicks, right? Being able to get a date, right? Being able to have the dating life you want, right? Because you're required to have a certain level of confidence, strength, attractiveness to get that. And then 3rd level is this, right? Implementing your purpose, right? Career, achieving financial freedom, right? I see it in those 3 phases. If done backwards, I see it as less efficient. But I'm in phase 3 right now, right? Which is building the purpose. And so when I make these videos, I'm speaking through that lens. When I make the educational ones, maybe I'm talking to phase 1 or phase 2, but with these, brother, I'm speaking from the heart. Now, the thing is, you can use these same principles for first starting off self-development, right? First starting off self-development is that's the easiest phase, because the progress is so crystal clear, comes so quick, right? You just have to do the daily things. There's a lot less questions, right? There's a lot more, I know exactly what I have to do, and I just have to do it on a daily basis. However, most people still fail that phase. Some people break through, get to phase 2 and 3, but most people fail that phase. And the reason most people fail that phase is because the same thing, right? They feel the friction, the pain, and they think if they stop the self-development journey and go back to their vices, that would solve it. Or maybe they're just like, just for the night, let me do that, and that would solve it. And then instantly, old identity is back and they're back in the mix, right? But it's the people who get obsessed, right, with improving their lives, that the other path is not an option. If you are obsessed with growing as an individual, being the greatest character you can possibly be, right, then that obsession outweighs any desire to go back to your old vices, to go back to your old lifestyle. And it's like that at every fucking level. But here's the thing, a lot of individuals know if they just had the confidence, if they just had the dating life, right, if they just had the brotherhood, they'd be good. But they're unwilling to lower their ego and make the change. And the reason I say lower their ego is because it's not an information problem. It's an environment problem. It's an environment problem. You become the people you hang around, right? You become your environment. And with the ability to do things like join a martial arts gym, or even better, get a coach who's going to implement that exact thing, right? There's no reason anyone should not be able to achieve what they set out to achieve, right? I have 2 coaches for that reason. I'm not just saying this so you'll say, sign up for my coaching, right? I'm saying this because I've experienced it, brother. I know what it's like to set up an environment to make failure impossible, right? If I didn't have my coach for content, I wouldn't be where I'm at with content today, point blank period. If I didn't have my coach for bodybuilding, I wouldn't be where I'm at in bodybuilding today, point blank period. Right? But most people are unwilling to lower their ego in the short term for the long term fulfillment, for the long term achievement. Do not let that be you. Do not. If you are unwilling to get a coach, that does not show high confidence or high self-esteem. That shows insecurity and low confidence, brother. Right? If you don't have finances for it, that's one thing. But if there's one investment that you should make, and this is not just my words, this is every great entrepreneur's words, is invest back into yourself and into your own education and your own success, your own self-development. Every single individual says it. And here we have most people I know don't have a coach to get them where they want to go. Why is that? It's not the finance, it's the ego. For the past 200 days, I've been posting on average 15 stories a day. I've been more of a dweeb with reels. I just recently started my YouTube getting going, right? And I've consistently had between 9 to 10 clients. A lot of guys have stayed from the beginning. Some guys are new, right? But I have not been at the level where I need to be, right? I haven't, as far as income goes. And I have full belief in my product, full belief in my service, right? The method is unlike anything out there, but I have to make it work, right? I have to, brother. And I could easily hit up my boy, do door-to-door sales, make like $600-700 bucks a day. I have one of my guys on the method actually doing that right now. Made $800 yesterday. He's been knocking doors for like a month. But what happens when that money enters my account? Right, when I look at my account and I have a large sum of money in there, right? But I sacrifice my purpose and my self-development in the moment to go get that. I would be much less fulfilled. That money isn't going to do anything for my fulfillment. Right? And so I will not quit unless I have to, unless I can't feed myself. But that's not going to happen, brothers. Right? Because I know everything I'm sacrificing right now, every single time I want to quit and I keep pushing, that is getting me one step closer. And every single time I can just keep doing that, I get one step closer, brother. Last thing I want to say is that if you're at a point right now where you like, I don't have my purpose, where I can feel this energy and this commitment and sacrifice everything for it, that's okay. It took me a while. Like for a while I was like, what is it? Like I want to find it. So I started a business. I just researched deeply, improve my confidence, my self-development to the max, right? That is your journey. Character development. And wherever you can find a medium through which you can put that character development, attack it, bro. It's time, brothers. Holidays are over, right? There's no excuse. January's here, right? All the hooray is over, and it's like, fuck, I gotta make something for myself. Good, right, brother? Daily basis, set a calendar for yourself, stick to those things, right? Keep on pushing your edge, get a coach, and you will make it. All right, boys, let's get this cardio. Love.